Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again with part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, I'd advise you to go back and watch part 1 that I'm going to pin in the comment section, and then come back and revisit us and watch part 2. So as I left off, Mark's out of the hospital. He's gained his health back. He's all the way back. He knows, he's figuring in his mind that Melissa definitely set this play up. Not only did she send me to the penitentiary for 5 years, she had some dudes that really try to take my life, try to beat me down. Again, I don't know exactly who did it. The streets is going to talk. I'm going to find out who did it. But I got to cut the head of the snake off. I'm going to get her. See, that's irrational criminal behavior thinking. She sent me to prison for 5 years. Dude, you was messing with an underaged young lady, child, 17 years old. And not only was she 17 years old, it was her daughter. But had it not been her daughter, you're still messing with a 17-year-old, dude. You sent yourself to prison. I understand that you're still messing with this young lady, but at the time when you first started fooling with her, it was not legal, according to what the law says. Mark's not a good dude to have on your bad side. But see, when you got a little bit of money, man, you can get certain things done a little faster, a little more thoroughly, if you will. She was going broke, but she wasn't completely broke. Like I said, she had some things that she could sell off or what have you. But even if she doesn't, even if she didn't, yo, somebody 300 G's. Somebody owes you 300,000. I want y'all to jump in the comment section. I don't care how much money you have. Somebody owes you 300,000. You're not gonna be very happy about that. I don't care if you're worth 30 million. You want that 300. At this point, the two of them hadn't really been talking whatsoever. Whole lot of back and forth on social media. People jump on social media and just put the most incriminating things on social media as though police don't have eyes. As though police don't jump on social media and read these things. I bet they sit back and just laugh. Like when they have you in the interrogation room and it's always the detectives they show, like on First 48, they're in another room, and if they can't get the suspect to speak, police fear that he'll walk free. And then when he does actually talk, okay, I did it. I'll tell you what I know. They get to high-fiving and laughing. And so police probably, I would imagine, would look at social media the same way. So many people tell on themselves, and then they talk about people snitching on them. No, you snitched on yourself, Dumb and Dumber. So as I mentioned, they're going back and forth on social media. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. My peoples is after you. Get your peoples. They know what they know how I'm coming. Bring them or whatever. Mark, and I'm going to continue to reiterate this, he wasn't a dude to be played with. It was about his money, but he was violent too if provoked. You don't provoke him, man, he's the coolest dude in the world. Now, while all of this is going on, Melissa's brother gets out of prison. He had been in a federal pen. This whole ordeal, he had been in federal prison. He comes home. He's familiar with Mark. Mark is familiar with him. He jumps right back in the game, just like Mark did, just like a lot of people do. I'm not going to dare to say everybody, but I'm going to say a lot of people jump right back in the game, because what ends up happening is when you go to prison, you typically lose everything. You come back home, you see people, they got the J's on, they got the jewelry, they got nice cars, you know what I'm saying, rims, and all of that equates to, before you end up in penitentiary or the grave, but all of that equates to getting the nice ladies, the young ladies, if you will. Speaking of nice young ladies, one just happened to pass me just now. But let's keep the eyes on the prize. You all are the prize, respectfully. So when a brother comes home, big bro, he comes home, I got to ride with sis. First of all, sis been holding me down since I've been locked up. I know Mark. We kind of came up together, or we were aware of each other, as I've already mentioned, but bro, you to pay my sister this money. Now, Big Bro wasn't no chump by any stretch of the imagination either, but he wasn't on the level of Mark. Nevertheless, that's still my sister, man. You gonna pay this bread. He ends up seeing Mark. See, two mountains that never meet, but two men will. He sees Mark. They confront each other, have a conversation. Actually, he confronts Mark, but he confronts Mark in a very, very respectful manner. It's not a whole lot of rah-rah. You better pay my sister, because he knows what this is about. He already understands what's happening. The conversation was going fairly decent, and I guess one word led to the next. Then another word, then another word. When it was all said and done, Big Bro found himself laying on the ground. He's popped. He gets shot in the leg, man. Loses a whole lot of blood. Matter of fact, they wasn't sure if they was going to end up having to amputate his leg. He goes through a little rehab process or what have you. And what was so crazy about this whole ordeal, he ended up almost getting violated. He ended up having to go spend like 30 days in the county jail because he was on post, what is it called when you get out of the feds? It's like a post, I forget the actual name, but basically when you get out of the feds, you got to spend a certain amount of time like on probation. So they give you a parole officer, probation officer, whatever. It may be a year, maybe 2 years, 5 years, just depends on, whatever your sentence was. Well, at the place to where he got shot, obviously the police came. What was you even doing here? You're prohibited from even being in certain spots when you're on probation or parole, being around certain people. Instead of sending him back to the pen, they just gave him like 30 days in the county jail. Then they allowed him to come back out. It was already war. It was already up. It was already up to the point to where it was stuck. Regardless of if this shooting ordeal didn't take place, it was already up. Now Mark has another enemy. Big Bro's gonna get back. I'm getting my lick back. Ain't no way that this is gonna just go down like that. I'm definitely getting my lick back. Melissa wants to go to the police. She's not a street girl. Melissa wants to go to the police. Big Bro's like, nah, man, we don't do no police. We gonna hold court in the streets. I'm holding court. Steady, try. We gonna hold, court in the streets. We not dealing with no police, man. Because if the police come knocking on my door, then I'm gonna be upset at you because you called the police. Let me handle this. He shot me. Let me handle this. I guess Mark felt as though he was being hunted. And so he's looking for Big Bro just as well. You already shot him in the leg now. I wouldn't quite understand why you're looking for him because I'm sure that you could have offered him. I'm sure that you could have unalived him. But you chose to merely shoot him in the leg. As I always speak, the streets talk. So what I'm assuming is that word got back to Mark that Big Bro was looking for him. And it's like, okay, he's looking for me. He's looking for me. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to be too hard to find since he's looking for me. Instead of appreciating the fact that, it just comes along with the streets or whatever, I could have went on and took your life. That's an eye for an eye, man. And Big Bro, he's looking for that. He's about that. More times elapses. They're still talking crazy on, social media. A lot of it is subliminal. They've shied away from just actually coming out saying, man, I'm going to smoke you, man. I'm going to smoke you. You shouldn't be saying anything, period. Stupid is as stupid does. So, to each his own. Like I said, time goes past, a couple months, a few months. Mark's all the way back on his feet. I'm talking about because he's already got clientele. He already has people. He already has a nice plug or whatever. So he done paid his plug back. Him and Jose and them, him and Rico and them, and they Rodriguez and them, they cool, man. Him and Amigos, man, the essays, man, they cool. They cool. He's all the way back. Matter of fact, he's probably in more good graces with him now because he kept his word. He didn't try to beat him. Paid them their money back. Mark wasn't letting that slide, though. At beating that he took, dudes beat him down. And he knew that Melissa had something to do with it. He wasn't letting that slide. He decides to make a move. Now, this is allegedly. Melissa had gotten with another dude at this point. She had a whole another relationship. I don't see how any dude could knowingly allow himself to be involved in that turmoil. Now, I understand everybody don't think the same. But if I get with a young lady and I know that she has beef going on with a street dude, if she has beef going on, period. But if she has beef going on with a street dude, that's just something that I'm gonna have to pass. I can't see myself getting involved into something like that. Whatever the case may be, she's kicking him with a dude. He goes out. It's probably about 11 o'clock at night. He goes to take the trash out one night. He's outside. Typically, he take the trash out. He's back in, a minute or two. About 5 minutes done passed. What's going on, man? Another couple minutes passes. She goes outside. He's laying in his own blood. Puddle of blood. The boyfriend didn't have anything to do with anything. Dudes that ran down on him, busted him up real bad, man. I'm talking about, man, busted him bad, man. Did him bad, man. Could have unalived him. Perhaps they were looking for the brother. The brother stayed there just as well. It's a big old house. It's where he got, paroled to. They beat the boyfriend up. The boyfriend's a civilian, man. Only thing he can tell the police is, man, it was 3 dudes. They all had on masks. They all had on all black, man. Messed him around, man. ER'd him. Sent him straight to the ER. Had to spend a couple nights in the ER. Once again, Melissa knows what this is about. All of this stuff just keeps going on. I know who's behind it. I know who did it. I'm going to the police. I don't care what nobody says. She goes to the police. She tells the police about Mark shooting her brother. She tells the police about her boyfriend getting brutally attacked. But guess what? The police can't do anything. Why? Because her brother never filed a complaint. See, Mark would have to, or not Mark, but Big Bro would have had to file a complaint on Mark, and then the police will step in. Well, as far as with a boyfriend, you can't just go to the police and be like, no, I don't know. I didn't see him do it, but I know that he had something to do with it. She tells the police the entire thing or whatever. But she's careful about what she tells them because she's some dumb, but not plumb dumb. Police know I done gave you 300-something thousand. First thing they want to know is, why would you be giving him that type of money? You know what this dude does. You know what this dude's MO is. So you're a conspirator. So see, she was very, very strategic when it came to that. Okay. You want to attack my man? You want to attack my man? She goes back to the other dudes that, attacked him the first time or whatever. He's heard, quiet rumblings who it was, but he don't for sure know exactly who it was that attacked him. Think about Mark, he was low again. When I say low, like he wasn't going to clubs anymore. He wasn't just out and about anymore. He went back to how he normally was. You would rarely see him. So if you're looking for him, yeah, you may see him in traffic. You may see him here and there, but you're going to see him in his own climate, if you will. You're going to see him in his own environment. You're not going to just see in his own hood. You're not going to just see him out and about. He learned his lesson. She wants dude unalived, man. She wants him unalive. Now, I don't think she quite understood what she was getting herself into. Yeah, you know that, having somebody attacked, having somebody unalived is wrong. But do you really truly know what you're getting yourself into? Once again, man, people just talk. That's why a lot of things that occur, people going to prison, people getting caught up, and I'm not condoning doing anything wrong, but I'm just simply saying Loose lips break relationships. And when you just get to talking and telling people and, look, man, don't say nothing, man. For real, man. Put it on everything. You ain't gonna say nothing. Man, a person's always gonna say something. Always trips me out when people say, man, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell nobody. Nobody would know nothing. Yeah. Again, everything sounds nice until you find yourself in that situation. And it's gonna be a lot more difficult to do than anticipated. Mark's relentless. He's all the way in now. They make a return back to the house, man. Allegedly. They come back to the house. I would imagine that if Mark was the one that was responsible as far as the people coming to the house the first time, the second time, whatever time, I would imagine that he was not present. I have to be careful of my wording just as well, because it's like real life street shit that really happened. So I would imagine that he wouldn't have been present. They pull up. So imagine 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. You in the house, you sleeping, man. Whether you by yourself or your kids or whoever's in the house, you just hear all this loud noise. Windows being shattered. Gunshots. Bullets bouncing off the brick. The house was under attack. They wasn't using no revolvers. They wasn't using no, these YNs is what they call themselves. These YNs, man, they got Dracos, man. They got switches. They got army guns, man. House is being sprayed up. 2:30 in the morning. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what you would go through? Your main objective would be to your kids if you had kids in the house. But the whole house is just being sprayed up. Luckily for them, they didn't have any kids in the house. And luckily for them, nobody got hurt. Once again, Melissa, now she's terrified. She done really got herself into some street beef. She done went to police again and told them, man, I know that he had something to do with it. I know that he did. They can investigate him. They can look into it. But guess what? They can't do anything. You can't prove anything. You can't prove it. What did Lonzo tell Jake in training day? When he was in the room with his girl and he was counting the money. He didn't know Jake was in his apartment. Jake came in. Okay, you got me, son. You got me. Congratulations, man. You're a narc. You in. You passed the test. Now put the gun down, man. You scaring my girl half to death. You got me. Jake wasn't buying it. Jake tells him, put the gun down. Okay, you want the one in my ankle too? Puts the gun down. See, your problem, Jake, is you have no proof. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, Jake, huh? You think my guys, talking about the detectives and his little crew or whatever that he had, you think my guys are gonna go against me? Huh, Jake? That's how it really is, man. You can know, you can assume, but if you can't prove it, that's why you don't say anything when you go and you're interrogated. I tell people this all the time. I'm not telling people how to beat the law or anything like that, because if you break the law, then you should deal with the consequences. But you can only talk yourself into a deeper hole by trying to talk to the police. You're not talking your way out of an interrogation room. But what you can do is not talk your way out of an interrogation room. Let it sink in. Make it make sense, man. You know what I mean? Keep the main things the main thing, man. A lawyer. I need a lawyer. Period. There's no, I wasn't there. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll hear you out. Lawyer. They're going to do what they're going to do anyway. You there for a reason. A lawyer. And that's all you continue to say, lawyer. Mark definitely wasn't going to talk, so there was no reason even trying to bring him in, trying to interrogate him. They already knew what he was about. They know he's not going to talk to them. Street life, man. She's a nervous wreck. The daughter, she done left. Finally, her eyes, she woke up. She done left Mark alone. She's back in good graces, somewhat, with her mother. I'm sorry, Mom, I should have listened to you. I don't know. I thought I loved him. I thought I loved him and he manipulated me. He manipulated my mind. I wanted to leave him for so long, but I was afraid. I was afraid to leave him. I'm sorry, Mom. I need $50,000. My car broke. I thought I had car shield, but I don't. $50,000. Couple tears. She's back good with her mom. Now she's an enemy. She's talking crap. She's talking crazy or whatever. You shot my mama's house up and you gonna pay. It's a small town we live in. A whole lot going on in this story. There's a whole lot. That's why when I initially started the message, because there is a message. I just can't pinpoint one specific message. This is a message of many messages because there's a whole lot going on. They come up with a plan. We're going to get him, but we're going to get him our way. See, oftentimes, cooler heads prevail. This dude must be stopped, man. He going to end up unaliving somebody. It was this young lady. Really wasn't that young, but I'm just referring to her as a young lady. She was in her 30s. She's probably about 5'5", dark skin, kind of heavy set, wore like a little baby fro. I'm not gonna say her name, but she was an informant for the police, for the feds. Her dude had gotten locked up. Her baby's daddy had gotten locked up, and he had a lot of time. Well, they devised a plan to where she was in the game. She was to make sure that he was straight while he was locked up. It's just another hustle that people do. I'm not going to say necessarily it's a hustle. It's just survival. Not condoning it. Simply tell you what goes down. I know I'm about to go do time, right? And I'm just using this as an example. I know that I'm about to go and do time. I already got the bag, meaning that, I got clientele. Well, people not on the corners no more, chasing down cars and selling dope, on the corners. People's working the trap phones or whatever, throwaway phones. You hip your girl to the game. If that's her lifestyle, if that's what she's, willing to do. You hip her to the game. You tell all your people, listen, continue to call his phone, but instead of it being me that meets you, it's going to be, my girl, my wife, or however you want to introduce her. Tell your girl whenever you run out, you start to get low, you call my man's over here. Once you call him, he gonna make sure that you got more. So the female, she's trapping. She knows how to weigh everything. She get to the point to where she don't even have to weigh it. She can eyeball it. Meaning that it don't have to be put on a scale. She's looking at it, yeah, it's right. She knows how to, bag it up, depending on what she has. She knows how to drop it. She knows how to drop it, make it come back. She knows how to cook. She knows how to do the whole ordeal. She's getting that bread while you locked up. She can afford to put $30, $40 a day on the phone so that anytime you pick that phone up, you can always reach somebody. 9 times out of 10, you balling like that, you're going to have a cell phone. But this was back in the day to where cell phones weren't as common as they are in prison now. She can put $30, $40 a day on the phone, as I mentioned. She can send you $150 a week for commissary. She can make sure that she makes every visit. She can make sure that anything in prison that you want, you have. You penitentiary rich. She can make sure that she gets her hair, nails, and feet done every week. She's fly, and there's still plenty of money being put up. Especially when they fooling with that dog food back then. Wasn't nothing to make $500, $600, $700 a day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. $1,000, $1,200. So it's going down. She's wanting to get him out of prison so bad that she agrees to work with the police. She ended up getting caught with like a small amount. It was so small they couldn't even really charge her with trafficking. They charged her with trafficking, but really it was merely a possession charge. One of the many tricks what they use is they'll overcharge you. They'll overcharge you. So you get caught with a small amount of money. You might have a little scale on, you might not. They're gonna say you drug trafficking. Oh, you was within 1,000 yards of a school. That's another 1 to 5 you facing. Oh, you try to get rid of it. You try to throw it. When you seen us, you try to throw it out the window or whatever. But we saw it. We were able to capture it. Tampering with physical evidence. That's another 1 to 5. It just stacked these charges on top of it. She gets caught up. She agrees to work for the people. Listen, man, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of heavy hitters, man. A lot of people in the city did know her. I'm not even going to lie to you. A lot of people knew her. I work with you all, but I need my man to be out of prison. That's the only way I'm going to work with you. I need my man to be out of prison. And I take that back. It wasn't the feds. It was a state case. Sometimes when I say the feds, I'm really referring to just the police, but sometimes people say, oh, the feds, but it wasn't literally the feds. It was the state. Tomatoes. They make this deal, and she's just going through. She's wearing a wire, a camera. I'm talking about, man, if you from here, you already know. I'm talking about she got like 30 or 40 people on this wire. Well, she was cool with Melissa. She tells Melissa what's going down. Nobody else knew. But I guess she felt compelled to tell somebody. Melissa tells her, listen, man, let's come up with something, man. Let's get dude. She's reluctant. I'm not going to lie. She was somewhat reluctant because she know what caliber, individual that Mark is. Allegedly, I'm imagining that Melissa probably put a few dollars in her pocket. Entice her to, encourage her to want to do that as far as, bringing Mark down. And she was already familiar with Mark. Now, keep in mind, nobody knew that she had been knocked off. She had been busted. Nobody knew. She had dealt with Mark on a couple of occasions, but, Mark was like, he sold weight. At this point, Mark had, you couldn't get definitely wasn't getting nothing under, an ounce from him. So she knew that when she came, she had to come correct. But at the same time, she couldn't go in there and ask for too much because she don't want it to be, obvious. She ends up hitting up Mark or whatever. She knew how to contact Mark or whatever. She gets a couple zips from him. I'm surprised Mark even served a couple zips. That was just to reel him in or whatever. She knocks that off. Now the police was allowing her to make her money. She's allowed to make her bread. That's crazy. She's working for them, but she's allowed to just openly sell dope, make her money. But at the same time, all of these individuals is their own camera. So it's not just the audio. Why is she their own camera? You got audio, you got voice. She ends up dealing with Mark a couple more times. So now when she goes to him, shoot, man, I'm ready for a 9-piece. 9-piece. Ready for a 9-piece, man. Mark can't really question it because he done seen her work her way up from 2 zips, which is 2 ounces. Came back and got 4, 4.5. You know what I'm saying? Worked her way up. So where now she wants 9, which is a quarter of a key. He's not really that reluctant to, man, you hustling, man. You getting that money for real. He brings her the 9-piece. She got the whole thing. Now, it's not TV. Police didn't just jump out of everywhere. Freeze! Get on the ground! You know how they do in the movies. As soon as something jumps off, they come out of nowhere, everywhere. Get on the ground! No, they didn't do all of that, man. And they got what they've been looking for, man. What they've been waiting on. It was a swoop. The whole city was in an uproar. Now, when I say the whole city, I'm not literally talking about the whole city. I'm just being facetious. But actually, I'm not being facetious. I'm just kind of somewhat exaggerating. More so when I say the whole city, meaning that all the individuals that's in the game, they're nervous. Especially the people that's been dealing directly with this young lady. Y'all rock with me. They start to swoop. She's a certified CI. Confidential informant. Like, she's certified. See, everybody's not a CI. Meaning, if somebody comes along and just tells on me, right? They say, hey, man, I think that guy's selling dope out of his house, which I'm not. Definitely not. But I'm just giving you all an example. That guy, man, he's selling dope out of his house. Police can't, by law, they can't just come and kick my door in. Knock on my door. They can't do that. They might be able to knock on the door. You can't just come and arrest me or detain me for my safety. That's what they tell you. You're not under arrest. You're just being detained for your own safety. They can't come and kick my door in. They can't come and detain me because this person saying it is just a regular, just a regular individual that has no affiliation with the law, with Johnny Law. But if you're a certified confidential informant and you say, I know that dude is selling dope out of his house, guess what? They can come in on you. If you've proven yourself to be reliable, if you've proven yourself several times prior to that to have been a reliable informant, guess what? It's like you're an extension of the law. It's messed around, but that's just the way that it works. They get to making their swoops or whatever. Nobody knows who got them, though. Only thing they know is there's a secret indictment. Superseding indictment. That's what they call them. Some people can say secret indictments. All it is a superseding indictment. Meaning they bypass the whole misdemeanor district court process and you go straight to felony court. Whether it's federal or state. You're going straight to be arraigned in felony court. Nobody really knows how they got there. For one of the individuals, the main individuals that they wanted. Guess who? Mark. They got 2 controlled buys with Mark. They got the 4.5 that she bought. Then they got the 9-piece that she bought. When they go to get Mark, they go in his crib, they find a bunch of work. Got trap houses. Got a couple different cribs in his name, that belong to him. Find a couple, pieces of heat on him or whatever. So now, the feds is automatically, they want him. Been wanting him. That's the thing about it. When you beat them people and you get to bragging, and even if you don't brag, they'll never ever forget. So when you take people like O.J. Simpson, how he beat them the first time, as soon as he got in trouble again, guess what? They stuck it to him. P. Diddy, he beat everybody's running around. Man, he beat the feds. Yeah, he beat the RICO, and he beat the SEX trafficking, and that's major because it was life sentence, and they was gonna, seize a lot of his assets, the majority. So yeah, he won in the major scheme of things, but they don't take too kindly of that. So that's what I was asking the judge to give them all of that time. They don't like to be beat. Now Mark's in jail. Feds typically don't give a bond, especially a case of this magnitude. Feds not gonna give him no bond. Can't beat him. You got this girl that's gonna get on the stands. It's on camera. And I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about that. Some people ended up beating that case. Let me tell you how. Some people beat the case because the audio wasn't working. So you couldn't see, like small buys, you couldn't necessarily see what they were handing each other. So you find out all of this information when you get your motion for discovery. That's when everybody was like, man, she got you, she got me, she got you. Man, yeah, she got me too. So, and now everybody knows. She's out there working, man. She's working to get her man out. Don't condone it, but it's a dirty game. The street life is dirty. It's just a dirty game. The way that it's always been and the way that it's going to continue to be. No loyalty in the streets. Remember what I told y'all, man. There is a message. He's going through the court process. He's hit. You can't do the feds the way that you do the state. They done ran in a man's house, took his money. Yeah, he got money in other places. But once again, he's having to trust somebody to go and get that money and bring it to him and take it to the lawyers and do this and do that and do the things that he's asking them to do. He ends up going to trial with it. They're giving him a plea deal, but the plea deal that they're offering is not, he's not trying to take 30. I'm going to take my chances at trial. I'm already in my 40s. I'm going to take the 30-year sentence. I think it's like 33 years total. It take 33 years. At least if I go to trial, I have a chance to beat it. Which I don't know how he thought he was going to beat it. But nevertheless, as he's going to trial, he has a change of heart. Being that he didn't take responsibility at the time that he could have taken responsibility, the judge gave him upward part of the sentence. What is it called? An upward departure. Ended up giving him 38 years, man. 38 years. Think about everything that transpired in this story, man. From a little kid, 10, 11 years old, jumps in the game. Becomes a popular street dude. Everybody likes him. Pops a couple people, so now he's feared. He's not the one to be played with. A girl that he's been knowing his whole life, for the most part, had no interest in her. As soon as she gets some money, now all of a sudden he's interested. Messing with her, then he messes with her daughter. So he's messing with the mother and the daughter. Goes to prison. Labeled as a Chomo because she was 17 years old at the time. Respected in prison because everybody knew what he was about in the streets. Spends about 4.5, 5 years in prison. Gets another opportunity at life. Feds is already on his radar, or he's on the feds' radar. But they couldn't get him with anything, but they got him with the underage girl. Beats his entire sentence, as I mentioned, comes back out. Jumps right back in the game, gets to the money. Owes the Migos, had to pay them off. So I somewhat understand why he jumped back in the game. I mean, because they was going to do him in. Pays them off. But forget about the very person that had your back. The lady that's loaned you hundreds of thousands of dollars, man. And you just do her like that? Are you mad at her because she went to the police and did what she was supposed to do and said that you was messing with her underage child? Get beat down in the streets. Luckily your girl saves you, honking the horn, putting on the lights, screaming, help, help. Her brother does what any brother would probably do, comes and tries to have a civil conversation with you, ends up in violence, shoot him in his leg. Somehow, some way, the new boyfriend of Melissa, simply minding his business, didn't have anything to do with the streets, anything. He was taking his trash out. One night he gets beat down. Allegedly, you had something to do with it. Allegedly. And it was alleged by Melissa. They go to the police. Police can't do anything because there's no proof. But they're very familiar with who you are. Street wars, man. House gets shot up. Allegedly, you had something to do with it. Luckily, nobody, got knocked off. All of these things is going on in the streets, man. You starting to find out exactly who it was that beat you down the first time. Now you hear that they coming back. So now you looking for them. You meet this young lady. Well, you don't meet this young lady. You dealing with this young lady that you've known. You serving her. You serving her to the point to where everything is just a straight setup. And when it's all said and done, you find yourself with a 38-year sentence in the feds. All right, he was like 41 at the time. Do 85% of your time in the feds. Now, I know they have different programs that you can take now, the First Step Act, but that only applies to certain crimes. So when you get caught with guns and you're in larger scales of work that you got caught with, I'm not sure if that applies to you. So out of that 38 years, you're probably going to do 30. 25 if you're lucky. Was it worth it? To come home at if you lucky, at 66, 67 years old, if you lucky? Was it worth it? Not to mention, you still owe the Migos a debt. Essays, man. You still owe them a debt. You're in the feds. I know you made it right, but once you got knocked again, well, guess what? They still need to be paid. They may forgive the debt, being that, you stay solid and you never said a word and you didn't roll over on nobody. I guess. We don't never really know what a person says. But if you stay solid and you didn't roll over on them, they may forgive the debt. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to know. I guess the point that I'm making is a whole lot that goes on in these streets, and every day is like a movie. Some would say it sounds exciting. Some would say it is exciting. And it is when you're going through it. But let me explain something to you. When they close that cell door on you at night, when they close that cell door on you at night and you're sitting there, and all you have is time to reflect, and you're thinking back on what you could have been, what you should have been. You can't help but just feel sick inside. All the people that screamed your name, all the people that rocked with you, rode with you, where they at now? Nobody's there. 38 years that you get, I hope it don't happen. But let's do the math. If you get out at 66, 67, kids are going to be obviously grown as fuck. Parents, it's kind of iffy if they'll still be around. You'll lose a whole lot of people. Baby's mamas definitely ain't waiting around. Your girls ain't waiting around. Maybe you'll get another appeal like you got the first time. Doubt it. All you have is memories. All you have is pictures. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I had on them Yeezys. Titty shoes for y'all don't know. For the people that don't know, Kanye West has some titty shoes called Yeezys. These was $1,200 right here. And I got on the Louis belt. And we was on the yacht in Miami. All you have is memories. Photos of you holding money and things of that nature. Cars that you had. Keyword had. Feds is going to take all of that. If you have anything left when they run up on you, they're going to take everything that they can possibly take that's in your name. Is it worth it, you giving up your entire life for a lifestyle that's only going to last a few years if you're lucky? 4 or 5 years? Mark had a heck of a run. That most don't get. But when it's all said and done, 38 years in the feds, you got to do 85% of that time. It's just simply not worth it, man. Shout out to Melissa, man. Hope you're doing well. I believe she's moved. Matter of fact, I know that she's moved. She doesn't even live in Kentucky anymore. Hope you're doing well in life. Know you endured a lot. Let this be a lesson to anybody. Ladies, learn to say no. If it sounds too good to be true, guess what? It's too good to be true. Dudes out here hustling. If he's truly a hustler, what do he need your $200 for, your $2,000 for, your tax money? You a true hustler, man, you're gonna start with $50, $20, and you're gonna build your way up if that's the lifestyle that you desire to be in. Be mindful, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully y'all like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit that post notification, so anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive, man. Appreciate the cash apps. $KENZ 1000. $KENZ 1000, man. Much love for everybody that sent the cash app. Much love for everybody that couldn't send a cash app but just didn't send a cash app. Whatever the case may be, I appreciate your support. Continue to like these videos, comment on these videos, and definitely share these videos. And this is how Real Kens is going to get out to the masses.